Access to me means I get to explore and define myself.
Access? That allows me to follow my passion.
For me, it means I get to do what I've always dreamed of doing, helping people.
Access to me means I'm the first one in my family to come to college. Sé el primero.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Introducing the new Onward high-performance lithium-ion personal transportation vehicle from Club Car. When it comes to style, power, and performance, look no further. The Onward HP lithium-ion exceeds expectations with impressive hill climbing performance and high-power acceleration. No other vehicle in the industry can compete. Our automotive quality, self-contained battery is protected by a corrosion-resistant and watertight steel case. This state-of-the-art battery is maintenance-free. And with an industry-leading 6-year battery warranty, you can rest easy knowing your Onward HP lithium-ion is ready when you are. Welcome to the next era of Club Car innovation.
Crestview Angus, your source for premium locally raised beef, delivering the finest quality from farm to table. Contact them on Facebook to place your order today. At Northwest Georgia Media, we're all about capturing the moments that matter to you. From sports to arts, from concerts to business events, we're equipped to share what's happening in your world, live and in high definition. We leverage cutting-edge technology and a knowledgeable crew to see that your most unforgettable events remain just that, unforgettable.
You've got the graphics at a high level, ESPN style, scoreboard angles, instant replay, anything you would expect to see on a regular broadcast, we're getting in a high school ball game.
Their setup, you wouldn't even know that they're even in the building. You just trust that they're getting the job done.
Northwest Georgia Media, where the world is your audience.
Georgia, as we get ready for some model basketball here on the Northwest Georgia Media live stream and also WLAQ radio. And again, I'm Matt Davis along with Ian Griffin to bring you the play-by-play story of today's games and a lot of interesting storylines with the matchups we have today. Ian, we've got the Model Lady Devils and the Unity Lady Lions up first in about 11 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a spirited night. Unity getting the shots, non-region play, but they would love to come in here and cause problems for the home crowd. So I think they'll get the Lions' best shot, but we know that the Blue Devils will be ready to play.
Of course, both teams were really busy this past week. We'll tell you a little bit about that. The Model Lady Devils were on the road last night over in Rockmart at the Rock. Came out with a 53-49 victory. They were down 40-36 after 3 quarters in that game. They rallied for the win, and that was a big win against a really athletic basketball team down there in Rockmart. So I know Coach Eccles has got to be really proud of the effort that she got from her team last night, particularly struggling at parts of those games, but being resilient and coming back and coming up with the win in that basketball game.
Yeah, and that's a trend we've seen from them a lot this season. This team doesn't quit. They just keep grinding. If the shots aren't falling, they hustle on the defensive end, get those stops, and try to work their way back into the ball game. So it's a great trait for a team to have. So I know Coach Eccles is proud of that.
Indeed, and of course the Model Lady Devils earlier this week, AJC released their top 10 for Week 8 in AA basketball, and Model creeped into the list there at number 9. And so this is a team that's playing some really good basketball, so much so that it's getting recognized around the state.
Yeah. Well, it's a proud program, and they're earning those accolades, Matt.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take our first break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we're going to dive into this matchup even more. But again, we just want to welcome you in to live basketball here from Woodard Gymnasium on the Northwest Georgia Media live stream, and also radio coverage on WLAQ. We'll talk to you about the sponsors when we come back in 2.5 minutes.
Northwest Georgia Media would like to say thank you to the following sponsors: Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson, Plastic Surgery Specialists, WC Timber, Dogwood Books, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Thank you to all our sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Introducing the new Onward high-performance lithium-ion personal transportation vehicle from Club Car. When it comes to style, power, and performance, look no further. The Onward HP lithium-ion exceeds expectations with impressive hill climbing performance and high-power acceleration. No other vehicle in the industry can compete. Our automotive quality, self-contained battery is protected by a corrosion-resistant and watertight steel case. This state-of-the-art battery is maintenance-free. And with an industry-leading 6-year battery warranty, you can rest easy knowing your Onward HP lithium-ion is ready when you are. Welcome to the next era of Club Car innovation.
Back into live coverage of model basketball here on WLAQ and also the Northwest Georgia Media live stream. Of course, the live stream of model high school basketball produced by Northwest Georgia Media is being brought to you by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales, Georgia Highlands College, by Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialist, WC Timber, Dogwood Books, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Radio coverage on WLAQ 96.9 FM, 1410 AM, and online at WLAQ1410.com is brought to you tonight by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales, Sylvan Learning Center, and Ware Mechanical. Now let's recognize the crew involved in the broadcast tonight. On cameras, you've got Carson Holder and Alyssa Laney. Director tonight is Nathan Patterson. Replay is David Corbin, back as a part of the group tonight. PA announcer Grayson Atkins. You've got commentary provided by WLAQ Radio in partnership with Northwest Georgia Media. Again, I'm Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin, bringing you the play-by-play story tonight. And Ian, diving back in after we've done all the recognitions and whatnot, diving back into this matchup, of course, Model out of 7AA. They are 13-4 on the season, 5-1 in region play. They've won their last couple of games. This has been a team that even just a couple of weeks into the season obviously looked like a seasoned veteran team, had a lot of experience on this team despite still being a fairly young team, and really has just come on as the season's gone on. They just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the first segment. It's that ability to grind through the shooting slumps that has impressed me when I've watched the Model Lady Blue Devils play, and their depth. I mean, they can really interchange these pieces, and they don't lose anything when the younger players come in for the upperclassmen, and you've got unselfish players. Julia Shenholzer, here's a senior who comes off the bench, embraces that six-man role. Sadie Rotten in the starting lineup tonight, I noticed, but she's been coming off the bench. This is an unselfish team, and that speaks to their coach and the way she prepares these ladies to play.
And Ian, talking about their performance yesterday against Rockmart, we mentioned to you that it was a come-from-behind victory, down 40-36 after three quarters, won that game 53-49. You had some really standout performances in the game. You mentioned Sadie Rotten, a junior on this team this year. She had 18 points in the game. I understand she was hitting some threes throughout the course of the game, 8 apiece for Eva Pointer and Javia Samples. Both of those players are sophomores. So to your point, younger players contributing to this basketball team. And then the senior leadership that you get. Rachel Burkhalter had 10 points in the game, a 5'6" senior who also be in the starting lineup today. It was just another great team effort from this team last night.
Yeah, and then you got your glue guys that are out there making things happen, stat sheet stuffers, if you will, like August Betts and Eva Pointer. They get out there and just do the dirty work that helps this team get back up and down the floor and score points in transition.
The Unity Lady Lions, they come in 6-5 overall this season, 3-0 in their region. Right now they're atop Region 1AA, Region 1 out of Georgia Association Private
and
parochial schools, private and parochial schools. Sorry for the pregnant pause there.
You usually nail that.
Yeah, I really do. Georgia Association of Private and Parochial Schools. There we go. That rolls off the tongue. It
does.
But they're number one. They share that with Valor Christian. Both of those teams are 3-0. We'll talk more about this in a couple of minutes, but I just realized we need to take our last break before we give you the starting lineups, and it'll be go time inside Woodard Gymnasium. Let's step out for 2.5 minutes. We'll come back. We'll have the national anthem. We'll give you the starting lineups, and then we'll get you ready for some basketball here on a Saturday evening. Glad you're with us on WLAQ and the Northwest Georgia live stream. We're back in 2.5.
Access to me means I get to explore and define myself.
Access? That allows me to follow my passion.
For me, it means I get to do what I've always dreamed of doing, helping people.
Access to me means I'm the first one in my family to come to college. Sé el primero.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Crestview Angus, your source for premium locally raised beef, delivering the finest quality from farm to table. Contact them on Facebook to place your order today.
Welcome you back courtside to Model High School, Woodard Gymnasium, the place to be this evening. If you couldn't be with us, we're glad to have you with us on the live stream or out there in Radio Land. We're going to get you the national anthem, then we'll give you the starting lineups, and we'll have the game between the Model Lady Devils and Unity Lady Lions that will kick us off here in just a couple of moments. Here's your national anthem. Goosebumps every time. Glad you're with us tonight. We got some high school hoops for you on WLAQ and also the live stream. We'll give you the starting lineups and then we'll give you some basketball. Unity Lady Lions here today taking on the Model Lady Blue Devils here in a non-region tilt. We're going to start with the Unity Lady Lions and number 1, Anna Grace Wells in the starting lineup this evening here for you Lions. Number 5, Cameron King. She is a sophomore. Number 14, Tay Johnson. She is from the Bahamas, has been at Unity since her sophomore year, a 6'1" senior. Number 33, Gabby Creel, a senior, and her twin sister. Number 34, Andy Creel, another senior leader on this team, and their head coach is Mel Thornberry. And I got to tell you, Ian, before we get into model starting lineup for the game, I spent a little time earlier in prep for this game going back and listening to your preview that you did with Coach Thornberry and also Davey Fisher, the boys coach for Unity, and just really enjoyed both of those conversations. They were great.
Thanks, man. I'm glad those are still coming in handy.
They really are. Yeah. And if people haven't heard those, you can go to the WLAQ YouTube channel at some point after the game and listen to those conversations. Ian did a tremendous job on those, and there's some really good conversation as a part of those. Well, let's give you the Model Lady Devils starting lineup, and then we get ready to roll. You talked about a couple of players that sometimes come off the bench, but are in the lineup today. We'll start with number 4, Julia Shinholster, a senior. Number 14, Rachel Burkhalter, a 5'6" senior. Number 23, Eva Pointer, a 5'9" sophomore. Number 24, Javia Samples, a 5'5" sophomore. And number 30, Sadie Rotten. She is a junior in the starting lineup this evening for the Model Lady Devils. And of course, their head coach, longtime head coach, very successful at Model, many trips to the semifinals and a trip to the championship game back in 2009 is Sally Eccles. Just a tremendous basketball program here at Model.
Yeah. It just means more in Shannon.
It really does. And of course, Unity, they are 6-5 on the season, 3-0 in region play. And last year they were a 20-7 team, and they were the championship team. So these are two really good, well-coached basketball teams.
Yes, they are. I expect this one to be a scrap.
All right, so we've got Pointer in the circle for Model. She'll win the tip. We're underway. Bringing it out, Shinholster. She's across the timeline. Fires it to the right wing side to Rachel Burkhalter. Little handoff to Shinholster. Lob underneath to Pointer. Pointer's going to kick out to Shinholster. They'll back up and reset the offense. Samples on to Burkhalter. Now a long-range three on the way. That goes in and out. Rebound's going to go to Unity. Unity will try to lob it underneath. Ball poked loose and out of bounds by Eva Pointer. She's getting involved early.
That's right. She's going to get her hand on the ball. That's for sure. She gets in there and really scraps and did a great job breaking that pass up.
So Unity set to inbound the ball to trigger it in as King. She's going to lob it underneath. They kick out. Creel's got it. Gabby, to be specific, she'll back up, hands it off to a teammate, dribbles up towards the center court. Now goes around towards the top of the key, trying to work around a screen. Ball's poked free. Rachel Burkhalter, the steal, has her pocket picked on the other end. Unity comes back the other way in transition, drives. Ball's going to be blocked by Sadie Rotten. Shinholster tries to track it down. Unity hangs on to the basketball. They come out with it. Now they're going to fire it to the right wing side. Three ball in the way and through. They open up the scoring. Cameron King, and that is the first bucket of the game.
Chaotic couple of seconds there.
Model on the other end. Pointer off the glass, too strong. Here comes Unity. They come back the other way, wanting to work pretty quick here. Now they're going to stop, send it to the right wing side. Shinholster gets her hands in there and pokes it out of bounds.
Some tenacious defense on both sides from the Lions and Devils.
So Unity sends it in motion on offense. They're going to kick it up to the top of the key. 22 seconds on the shot clock remaining here for the Lions. They have the ball in the lead. They feed it underneath, stripped away by Rachel Burkhalter. They fire it underneath to Shinholster, up off the glass. That's going to go over the rim. Picked up by Unity. They come back, want to work in transition. Fire it out, open three on the way, and through. My goodness. Gabby Creel knocks one down, and it's 6-0 run to start the game for Unity, Ian.
Yeah, shooting the three ball. The ball's moving. Here's Javia Samples.
That's going to be off the rim, won't go. Rebound taken by Unity. They're going to try to bring it back the other way, and Unity's wanting to work quick here, Ian. Now they're going to drive, try to kick out, and the ball's kept in bounds, but to Rachel Burkhalter. She's going to bounce it down to Samples, and that one's through, off the glass. It looks like she gets some contact too.
And unnecessary contact as well. The shot was gone, and Tay Johnson just couldn't control her body there and knocked Samples to the floor, so she'll get a chance to get the and one. Model's first points of the night.
So your score 6-2 as Unity went on a 6-0 run, knocking down a couple of three buckets to take the lead. Shot is up, and that one rattles in. Kind of hung on the front of the rim for a second. They went through.
Nice soft shot, though, so shooter's touch.
Indeed. Unity's going to bring it back the other way. They came to play, folks. 5:45 remaining here in the first quarter, and Unity leads it currently. Ball nearly stripped away but it comes back to Unity. Turns, shoots, and scores. That's Tay Johnson, her first bucket of the game. And just like that, it's 8-3 in favor of Unity.
Yeah, really good job there by Cameron King to find Tay Johnson. We have a steal.
Ball stripped away on the other end, nearly poked loose. She stays with it, puts up the shot, misses. That was Wells. But Unity got the rebound, may get a second look here. They're going to kick it out to the left wing side. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Ball pinballs off a couple of players, picked off by Rachel Burkhalter. And Ian Burkhalter's going to bring it up the floor. Now they send it to the right wing side. Shinholster bounces it into Pointer, back to Shinholster, starts to drive, kicks it out. And now here's a shot from the free throw line from Sadie Rotten. That bounces high off the rim. Burkhalter now with the ball, jacks up the three, and that one bounces high over the rim, over the backboard. Somehow Shinholster came out with it, but somebody stepped on the baseline. I believe it was
the first time she tipped it, she got it, but then it bounced back and her foot was on the line. So it'll go the other way. Right now the shot's not falling from the outside for Model.
Gabby Creel feeds it in, bringing it up the floor here for the Lady Lions is going to be Cameron King. King sends it back up top to Creel. Creel is going to drive towards the lane, lobs it underneath. Now back out to Creel, going to put up the three-point shot. That one's off the mark. Chasing it down. Well, that's going to be out of bounds. It's coming back to the Lady Devils.
The first 3 to misfire for the Lions.
Samples back to Rachel Burkhalter, who's going to bring it up the floor here for the Lady Devils. It's 8-3 in favor of Unity. They lead by 5. Sadie Rotten with the basketball, feeds it out to Burkhalter. 3 on the way, and nothing but nets. Wow.
Absolutely drained it.
So that cuts it to a 2-point ball game. Unity up 8-6 with 4:05 remaining in the first period. Across the timeline go the Lady Lions, try to work around a screen. Now they try to get to the right wing side. Ball's not free, but we got a whistle, and we're going to have a foul that's going to be called against Model. Aisha Percenti is going to check into the game for Unity as Unity fires it in. Now they'll back up, jack up a 3 shot. I think that one might have got tipped by one of the Model players.
Rotten might have got a hand on that one.
It's coming back to the Lady Devils. Shinholster going to bring it up the floor, fires it across to Sadie Rotten, who's on the left wing. Now back to Shinholster, on to Rotten, puts up the shot, wide open look, and knocks it through.
Rotten's so confident in that jump shot. If you give her the space, she will take it and make you pay.
Well, Unity had a 6-0 lead to start the game, but now we're all knotted up at 8 apiece as Model battles back with 3:30 left to go in the first quarter. Long 3 ball is going to be left short, and the Lady Lions have really fallen cold here from the perimeter. Samples underneath to Burkhalter, and a whistle and a foul is going to get charged. I think they got Gabby Creel on that one.
Yeah, they did. She did a good job not to catch her on the first move, but got her with the body on the second. I think we've got a timeout here, Matt.
All right, we'll take it as well. 3:17 left first quarter, all knotted up at 8 apiece. Model and Unity girls basketball. We're back in 30 seconds.
You look exhausted. Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vacked the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
Off the inbound pass, shot is up and missed. That was Milan Howard, but she drew the contact. We're going to see some free throws here. This will be the second and third free throw attempts of the game for Model, as Javia Samples had converted a 3-point play earlier in the quarter. So again, Milan Howard is standing at the free throw line with a pair. First shot's in the air, and that one's going to be off the mark. Let's see if she's dialed in here for the second one. Do want to give an update for people that may have been trying to tune in for Georgia Tech basketball today. High school basketball takes precedent. Second shot on the way. That one's going to rattle in. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and Duke Blue Devils are knotted up at 39 apiece at halftime. That game's at Cameron Indoor.
And Tech already has a win over the Blue Devils this season.
Ball is not free, but Unity hangs on to it, and she travels.
Yep.
So that'll be a turnover for Unity. And it's been interesting. This Tech teams, it almost seems like they play up to or down to the level of the competition, because they lost a couple of tough ones last week. And now they're playing up there at Duke and holding their own. So it's kind of a head scratcher sometimes. Rachel Burkhalter with it. It's going to send it to Sadie Rotten at the high post. Ball is not free. Shot up. It's going to be missed. Put back won't go. We're going to have more free throws coming up here for Milan Howard.
And she hit 1 of 2 on her last trip, and the one she hit gave Model their first lead of the game at 9-8.
Which is where we are right now. 2:49 left first quarter. If you're listening on the radio, Model 9, Unity 8, as Ian just pointed out. First shot on the way. That one rattles off. We'll get ready for the second free throw. This has been a really interesting first 5 minutes plus of basketball.
Back and forth, a lot of good effort.
Next shot on the way from the line. That one's off the mark, so she is 1 of 4 as far as free throws are concerned here in the first quarter. 9-8, Model leads, 2:44 left to go first quarter. 3 ball in the air. That one's going to bounce high off the rim. Shinholster chases down the rebound. She'll bring it up the floor. Motors across, gets it down low. Howard shakes off a defender, puts it up, misses the shot. Rebound is going to go to Wells of Unity, and they'll bring it back the other end of the floor. Unity trying to get it underneath. Ball poked loose by Sadie Rotten. Unity nearly hung on to it, but they knocked it out of bounds. Actually, I think Model knocked that out of bounds.
We'll stay with the Lions.
So to trigger it in is going to be Cameron King, the sophomore. She surveys the floor right now, looking towards the backcourt. Still looking. They will fire it in on their side of the floor, and that'll be a blocking foul on Julia Shinholster.
Well, the first few minutes, it seemed like the refs were really letting them play, but things have gotten a little more physical late in the first quarter.
Going to have subs into the game for Model. Checking back in, Javia Samples and also Jada Wells.
Jada Wells had a heck of a ball game on Tuesday against Gordon Central. She really lit it up.
Unity will inbound the ball, trailing by 1, 9-8. Model playing at home. Unity just down the road from their home court. Unity with the basketball. They're going to try to lob it underneath, but the passing lanes are shut down. Model steals it away. Lady Devils across the Emmett Center court, going to send it over to Javia Samples on the right wing. Now they're going to try to bounce it underneath to Wells, and the pass goes out of bounds.
Still 9-8. So much action. It feels like there should be more points on the board. They've been up and down a lot.
We get ready for Andy Creel to inbound the ball here for the Unity Lions. Unity will bring it up the floor. Cameron King, point guard, is going to bring it across the center court stripe. Dribbles off to the right. Tries to send it underneath. They kick it back out top. They get it to Gabby Creel. Creel dribbles right. Tries to get over to King. It's in her hands. Nearly trapped between a couple of defenders. She's going to send it to the free throw line. Ball is kicked underneath, off the glass, and through. And coming up with that bucket is going to be Andy Creel. Here's Briley Sims with it, and she walks. Nope, double dribble, rather. Last game for Unity was at Praise Academy. That was a 63-19 victory for Unity, so they certainly had their way in that game. It's a pretty high-scoring game.
Ooh, I think we're going to get either Sims or Samples there. It's going to be on Sims.
So we get ready for Unity to inbound the ball. Andy Creel, the senior, is set to trigger it in motion from the baseline underneath their own basket. Going to lob it in. And now backing her way in is going to be Johnson. Johnson is going to try to pass it to a teammate. Ball is deflected out of bounds by Model, so Unity will inbound the ball.
Back and forth first quarter. Still a minute to go.
Unity will send it into King. King being guarded right now by Briley Sims. Tries to lob it underneath to Johnson. Nice move towards the bucket. Misses the shot, though. Rebound goes to Unity. Nice crisp pass. Outside they go. Now they try to lob it underneath, and that lob pass has not really worked well for them. It's been picked off more times than not.
And Model's really ramped it up on the defensive end.
Ball poked out of bounds. Good hands there by Gabby Creel of Unity. And it stays with Model. Rachel Burkhalter going to sit it into Javia Samples around midcourt. Tries to work around a screen from Sims. Now back to Sims. 39 seconds on the clock here in the first period. They get it underneath. Shot is going to be through. Was that Milan Howard?
It was Milan Howard. Nice finish there and a good feed.
Model back to a 1-point lead. Ball is going to be poked out of bounds. Last touch by Unity.
Yeah. Julia Shinholster's checking back in the game for Rachel Burkhalter.
26.8 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter. Model leads 11-10 over Unity, so obviously the shot clock is turned off at this point. So let's see what Model does here with the final 26 seconds here. Sims has got it. Picks up her dribble, needs some help. Going to pass it over to Julia Shinholster. 13 seconds on the clock. Model's got to make a move. We're now down to 10 seconds. Shinholster going to bounce it underneath. Gets it to Howard. Ball is going to roll out of bounds. And it was last touched by Unity. So Model, Ian, has got 4.3 seconds to inbound the ball, final look, and get it to the basket.
And who do you go to here? Samples is really good at creating her own shot, but I'm sure Unity's going to be all over her.
Shinholster surveys the floor. They bounce it into Howard. Now at the Samples. A long-range three on the way off the backboard. Almost went through. But that's the end of the first quarter. Model leads at 11-10 over Unity. We'll send it back to the studio for a 1-minute break. We'll be back with more high school hoops after these messages.
Northwest Georgia Media would like to say thank you to the following sponsors: Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson, Plastic Surgery Specialists, WC Timber, Dogwood Books, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Thank you to all our sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Beautiful night for basketball. I guess that's one of the things that I like most about this time of year is we get to be in a nice warm gym, and as we've talked about throughout the broadcast, you get the popcorn, you get the sweat, the whole thing takes place. Unity's got the ball. They trail by 1. They get it to Johnson underneath off the glass, too strong. There's Javius Samples for the long rebound, sends it underneath to Shinholster off the glass, and that's through.
A great feed from Samples to Shinholster, and she's able to finish on the run out.
Models lead grows to 3. There's a shot off the glass on the other end by King, and that one's through. They're trading buckets here to start the second quarter.
Nice take there by King. No hesitation.
Burkhalter to Sadie Rotten, fires it out to the right wing side underneath the Pointer. Nobody was able to pick her up underneath, and she scores.
Pointer got her on her hip. Shinholster put the ball right where it needed to be, and Pointer was in perfect position for the bunny underneath. And we like to see Pointer get buckets because she does all the dirty work on the other end of the floor. So
Creel surveys the floor, set to send it in here for Unity. Model leads by 3, 15-12. Unity with the ball. They try to get it to King here on the right side, working from left to right, and it got away from her and went out of bounds. So that's an unfortunate turnover for Unity.
And Matt, I just noticed, I don't see either of the Betts girls on the bench. They must have had a family obligation or under the weather.
That's a good point. Good observation. Shinholster trying to get it to Rotten. Ball is poked free. Who's going to come out with it? Shinholster does. Now the ball's loose. 50-50 ball being chased down. Coming out with it is Andy Creel. And now Unity going to work it back the other way. King's got it. Tries to drive, kicks it out. 3 ball in the way. Contested shot off the back of the rim. Won't go. And Rachel Burkhalter had it stolen away by Unity. Both teams playing aggressive. I think she may have went backcourt there, Ian.
Yeah, they missed that one.
Yeah.
They're going to get Burkhalter with a foul.
No doubt her foot was on the line.
Yeah. That one I saw clearly. The officials might have been out of position. This is a good crew we've got down here. We're familiar with a couple of these officials from our Christmas tournament exploits.
Yes, we are. Unity will bounce it in. Nope, it's going to be poked out of bounds by Eva Pointer. And now Unity will fire it in. They lob it in actually to Wells. Wells trying to get it over to Gabby Creel.
Jump ball. And Model has the possession arrow.
Thanks for being with us this evening here on WLAQ or the Northwest Georgia Media live stream. High school hoops on a Saturday. Doesn't get any better than this, folks. Javius Samples across the timeline, rifles a shot over to Rachel Burkhalter, who drives in, draws the contacts, going to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was demolition derby style. 2 lines went to the floor. Burkhalter draws the foul and gets to the line for 2.
Almost 2 minutes into the second quarter, and we have not seen Unity go to the free throw line yet in this basketball game.
We have not.
Nope. And Model has been able to get to the line for quite a bit. That one's going to rattle off the rim, won't go. We have our answer, by the way, from Ballard Betts. He was letting us know that Tsunami Volleyball Tournament in Atlanta.
All right, well, good luck. We hope you get the W.
Second shot coming up for Rachel Burkhalter, and that was going to be right through. So now Unity will bring it up the floor with their biggest deficit of the game, trailing by 4. 16-12 is your score. They were up 6-0 to start the game after making a couple of threes. Little runner won't go. Ball knocked out of bounds by Julia Shinholster, so it stays on Unity's side of the floor.
Been a good ball game, man.
It really has been. Unity will fire it in. They're going to get it up top here to Wells. Wells with the ball, going to send it left wing side. Dribble with it on the left wing is going to be Creel. Creel tries to bounce it up top, and we're going to have another tie-up forced by Julia Shinholster. She's going to force the issue.
She is. I know we use the word tenacious quite a bit. She fits that definition.
Oh, she really does. Aisha Percenti triggers it in motion, and they got it the low block. Shot is up, won't go. Rebound goes to Unity. The putback's going to fall, and she got the contact. Anna Grace Wells does.
They heard you. They wanted a free throw.
Yeah, no kidding.
And she got hacked. So Broughton came down hard there.
Well, that cut it to a 2-point ball game. If she makes this and converts the 3-point play, we're looking at a 1-point game with 5:54 left to go in the second quarter.
Well, we knew Unity wasn't coming in here with any fear. They were coming in to get the win.
She knocks it through, Ian, so we got a 1-point game. Rachel Burkhalter to Julia Shinholster. Shinholster on to Javia Samples. Samples across the timeline, drives, loses the handle. Coming out with it's Andy Creel. Here they come back the other way. They send it out to left wing side. Oh, pass is kept in bounds, but coming out with it is going to be Sadie Rotten. And now Julia Shinholster brings it across the timeline. Dribbles quick, kicks it out to the left wing side to Rachel Burkhalter. Now back to Shinholster for 3 and through. Whoa, what a shot.
Nice little give and go there. As Burkhalter came off the pick, fed it right back to Shinholster, and she buries the 3 from the wing.
King going to feed it underneath. Ball is loose on the deck, picked up by Javia Samples. Samples has got it, dribbles off to the right wing side, now to the low block, puts it up, won't go, rebound, battle for it. Sadie Rotten bounces it on the floor, it's picked up by Unity. They heave it down the other end of the floor, one-on-one, shot is up, won't go. Here's the putback, that won't fall. Shinholster gets the rebound. Model is coming back the other way.
Man, that was some collision.
So they're going to call King with the block.
Yeah.
And Model will inbound the basketball, but you're right, man. That was a collision. We just got another look at that on the video there.
She took a full rotation tumble there.
They send it to the right wing side. Samples sends it underneath, and Pointer is fouled, and it's going to the charity strike.
Yeah, good cut there by Pointer, and a nice feed from Samples. Draws the foul.
And again, Model really doing a good job of attacking underneath and getting to the free throw line here in this game.
That's a huge discrepancy on the stat sheet so far. How many free throws have they gotten up so far, Matt?
That one's going to be banked in. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Unity has had 1.
Yeah.
Yep. Pointer's got one more coming up. Model out to a 5-point lead. Biggest lead of the game from Model. And that one's going to rattle in. And now it's a 6-point lead. So Unity's led by as many as 6, and Model now leads by 6. Ball is not free, but it stays with Unity. With it is Percenti. Shot is up, won't go. Rebound for Unity. Little runner on the way, won't go. And coming out with the rebound is going to be Model. They're going to try to get it down to Pointer, but there was a foul just before the pass.
I'll bring up the inbound on the side. That was actually a pretty good foul. We're going to get a timeout here from Unity, I believe.
4:19. We're almost halfway through the second period. Model 21, Unity 15. We're back in 30 seconds.
Access to me means I'm the first one in my family to come to college. Sé el primero.
Well, Ian, as we are still in the timeout, give us a little good news here.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have come out hot in the second half and have a 51-43 lead at Cameron Indoor Stadium. So an 8-point lead for the Jackets. And we will keep a close eye on that every time we get a chance to take a break.
Golly, can you imagine if Georgia Tech knocks off Duke twice in one season as a top 25 team?
I'd like to know the last time that happened.
Oh, yeah. And with a first-year head coach, if it's ever happened. That's unbelievable. Damon Stoudemire. Well, Model with the basketball and a 6-point lead here as we resume. They kick it out, left wing side, Shinholster for three and knocks it down. Yes, sir.
Wide open on the wing. Again, great ball movement. And the three-point baskets are starting to fall for Model.
Ball is stolen away. Briley Sims underneath the Shinholster goes in and kisses the backboard, lays it in.
Is that 10 points for Shinholster in the second quarter alone?
In the second quarter alone. Ball is going to be loose on the other side, goes out of bounds. I think Model may have touched that one last, so it's going to be staying with Unity. But Model has all of a sudden jumped out to a 26-15 lead in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it was they really turned on the gas here.
3:35 left to go in the second quarter. King with it, drives, goes.
Double dribble.
And double dribble. Wow.
So imagine Model will keep their foot on the throttle here.
Shinholster over to Samples as they get ready to cross over. She fires into Eva. Now underneath the Sims, kicks it out to Burkhalter. Open three ball on the way. Karam's off the rim. Pointer does track down the rebound though. Here's Shinholster for three and knocks it down. That's three in the second quarter for Shinholster.
Heat check on Julia Shinholster, lighting it up. 13 second quarter points, and Model is out to a 14-point lead.
The rim is looking pretty darn big right now to Julia Shinholster. Wow. Shinholster pokes that one free, but Unity comes out with it, shot up high off the glass. It won't go. Shinholster tracks down the rebound, bounces it over to Eva Pointer. Now on to Javia Samples. It looked like Model wants to kind of work fast here. Samples underneath, bounces into a defender. Down to try to clean it up was Pointer after the missed shot. And then she heaves it underneath the backboard and it hits the balcony. Wow.
She put her hand over her mouth on that attempt. Couldn't believe which way the ball went.
Hey, it was all effort right there.
It was.
So Unity will try to send it in, and the pass goes out of bounds. Coach Thornberry actually comes up with that one over at the Unity bench.
And she's hot. She feels like, I mean, they're coming out of a timeout, so it's disappointing to see those kind of mistakes.
So we get ready for Rachel Burkhalter to inbound the ball for Model underneath their own basket with 2:35 left in the second quarter. They get it out to Sadie Rotten. Model's up 29-15. Three ball on the way. That one rattles off the rim. Ball's poked free. Model nearly came out with it, but a good save there by Wells. And Unity comes back the other way. They lose the handle, diving for it with Samples, and that'll force another tie-up, unless you got the timeout. Nope.
So that's in favor of Model.
So inbounding is going to be Burkhalter, gets it to Samples. Samples across the center court stripe at the top of the key, sends it right. Now back over to Samples, bounces it underneath. Block shot. Good job by Thompson getting her hands on that one. Creel's got it, goes the other way, sends it underneath. And now they're going to fire it out to King. Three ball on the way, off the back of the glass. Rim not kind. Unity gets the rebound. Here's another shot. It won't go.
Over the back on Jada Wells there.
So set to inbound the ball is going to be Andy Creel, the senior. Model leads at 29-15. We're under 2 minutes to play now in the second quarter of the ball game, so we're closing in on halftime here pretty soon. Creel is going to lob it in, gets it into Wells, now they go to the left wing side, driving, lose the handle. Sims bouncing the ball on the floor, comes out with it. Bounces it over to Rachel Burkhalter. Cross-court pass to Samples. Samples dribbles in front of the Unity bench. Now a lob to the left wing side. Rotten for three and through. Knocks it through. Whoa.
This has been an impressive run by Model.
32-15 your score. Model on top by 17. Rotten's got it. Samples tries to bounce it underneath. Ball is knocked loose. And Model hangs on to it. Rachel Burkhalter for three off the back of the glass. It won't go. And chasing down the rebound was Wells of Unity. But Model steals it right back. All alone. Samples kisses it off the glass and through the bucket. Samples
just shows you how quickly a game can flip. The script has been flipped by Model.
Under a minute to play now in the second quarter. Model up 34-15, a 19-point lead. Unbelievable. 45 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Model steals it away. They get it to the left wing side. Rotten was trying to get it underneath to Jada Wells, and the ball's deflected out of bounds by Unity. Going to have some subs into the game now for Model is checking in. You got Womack for the first time and also Addie Mathis. So Georgia Womack and Addie Mathis onto the floor for the Lady Devils. Riley Sims now into the corner to Rotten. Corner three attempt. That one's going to be off the side of the rim. Tracking down the rebound was Womack right off the bench. Tries to fire it over to Addie Mathis. She's got it now. Backs up. They'll set up the half-court offense with 26 seconds left on the clock. And now 15 seconds on the shot clock. Underneath, off the glass, won't go. Rebound taken by Unity.
Really nice feed from Addie Mathis. Wells just couldn't finish.
King's got it. Dribbles with the right hand, kicks it up top. Unity with the ball, goes in, kind of a, whoop, she gets the shot.
Well, nice little Euro step there.
Gabby Creel, and she also drew some contact, so she's got a three-point opportunity, and this will be the second free throw attempt here from Unity in the ball game. So Gabby Creel at the free throw line. She's got 5 points. Puts it up, and that one rattles off the rim there to track down the rebound was Jada Wells. 3 seconds on the clock. A pass over to Rotten, puts it up just before the buzzer, but that's off the mark. And that's all she wrote here for the second quarter. It's halftime. And Model leads it in after a big surge there in the second quarter. 34-17 is your halftime score.
An impressive finish to that quarter because this thing was back and forth. Lead changes, ties, everything you want to see in a ball game, and then Model just laid on the gas before they went to the locker room.
Indeed they did. So again at halftime, Model 34, Unity 17 in the girls game. Let's send it back to the studio for 2.5 minutes. We'll be back with our halftime show after these messages.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
Access to me means I get to explore and define myself.
Access? That allows me to follow my passion.
For me, it means I get to do what I've always dreamed of doing, helping people.
Access to me means I'm the first one in my family to come to college. Sé el primero.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage. as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Crestview Angus, your source for premium locally raised beef, delivering the finest quality from farm to table. Contact them on Facebook to place your order today.
Saturday evening this time of year, and we're glad that you have chosen to be with us tonight, whether you're watching on the video stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media or listening live on the radio. High school hoops tonight. Models on top 34-17 at the end of our first quarter. Ian, we had just a very, very close game. First quarter, it was 11-10 in favor of the Model Lady Devils, who were down 6-0 at one point of this game, which feels like ages ago at this point, because then Model would really surge there in the second quarter to outscore Unity 23-7 in that quarter, and now they own a halftime lead, which is 34-17. Just an unbelievable performance there for the Model Lady Devils there in the second quarter.
And they did it in a multitude of ways, Matt. They started hitting some three-pointers, but the passing was so crisp. Even in the first quarter, the passing was great. But as they started to shut down the Unity offense and get out in transition, you just saw the ball popping around the court. Great feeds into the post, where you saw Eva Pointer get a basket, Jada Wells, Milan Howard. They're getting it down into the paint, getting the easy buckets, but they're also hitting them from behind the arc, led by Julia Shinholster's 3 threes in that second quarter, and I think Sadie Rotten added one as well.
She did. As a matter of fact, we'll run down the scoring now. We'll start with the Unity Lady Lions. They would pick up 3 points from Anna Grace Wells there in the first half, 5 from Cameron King, 2 points for Tay Johnson, 5 points for Gabby Creel, and 2 for Andy Creel. That should total up to their 17. They would be 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and they would knock down those 2 threes, and those were early in the game as they went on that 6-0 run to start the game. Meanwhile, for the Model Lady Devils, they would pick up 4 points from Rachel Burkhalter, 4 also for Eva Pointer, 5 apiece for Javia Samples and Sadie Rotten, 3 points for Milan Howard, but an explosion of offense from Julia Shinholster in the second quarter, as you referenced, knocked down those 3 threes, and then a couple of other field goals to total up for 13 points that she scored, all in that second quarter, as Model built a lead to 34-17. 3 balls. They were falling at different points of that first half there for Model. They would knock down 5 total threes there in the first half, and they were 5 of 9 from the free throw line. So to your point, Ian, they were hitting some perimeter shots. They were getting the ball into the paint, drawing contact, finding themselves at the free throw line. And so they were starting to make things happen every possible way that they possibly could there in that first half.
Yeah, just firing on all cylinders once that second quarter got going. But Unity will try to edge their way back in this game. They've got some talent, and Model's going to have to keep things moving in the same direction here in the second half.
A couple of programming notes that will give you an update on the Georgia Tech basketball game, which if we did not have high school basketball tonight, we would have for you, so that's why I'm passing that along. But Georgia Tech clings to a 1-point lead right now, so Duke has come back at 64-63 with 8:48 left to go in the second half of that one. And you can hear Georgia Tech basketball a couple of times coming up next week. They're going to be at Clemson. Clemson having a great season. I think they lost to North Carolina earlier this week. That was, I believe, their first ACC loss of the year, but a really good basketball team. And Georgia Tech's going to head to Clemson and play them on Tuesday. Pregame at 8:30 on WLAQ, tip-off at 9. And then on Saturday, we're going to have some Georgia Tech hoops again. I think you and I are going to go down and take this one in, but Georgia Tech's going to be hosting Virginia. on Saturday, the 20th. Pregame at 5:30 for that one. Tip-off from McCamish Pavilion is at 6 o'clock. You can listen to that one on WLAQ. Now, as far as next basketball coverage for Model, it's going to be Model versus Haralson County on Friday. There'll be the live stream and also radio coverage of that one, although Model will also play next Tuesday up at Murray County. No coverage of that one. That'll be girls and boys for that one as well. So after this, as a matter of fact, as far as Model's concerned, they're going to have all region games except for one more time later on in the month. They'll play Unity at their place, but other than that, they're going to be sticking to the region schedule the rest of the way.
It should be some real barn burners coming up on the schedule. Then they're coming off of a boys and girls sweep of Rockmart last night in region play. But to come here and play a couple of talented Unity teams, certainly not too much of a step down in competition. These are going to be good ball games and competitive to the finish, I believe.
Oh, no question about that, Ian. Well, we're going to go ahead and step out for 2 minutes. We'll come back for the start of the second half. Model 34, Unity 17. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Northwest Georgia Media would like to say thank you to the following sponsors: Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson, Plastic Surgery Specialists, WC Timber, Dogwood Books, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Thank you to all our sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Access allows me to do what I've always dreamed of, and that is helping people.
Here we go, folks. It's time for the start of the second half, and a great second quarter for Model. Put them out to a 34-17 lead, and that's a turnover right out of the gate for Unity, and Model's going to have the ball, their first possession of the second half.
Not the way Unity wanted to start this one.
Definitely not. Rachel Burkhalter tries to get it down to Eva Pointer, but there to pick off the pass was Tay Johnson, so Unity's got the ball back, and they're going to need some turnovers in their favor here if they're going to climb back in this one. There's one. Let's see if they can convert it to points. 3 ball on the way. That's left short. Sails out of bounds, and it's coming back to the Blue Devils. Samples now to Shinholster. Shinholster on to Rachel Burkhalter. The lob over to Sadie Rotten. She'll bounce it underneath to Rachel Burkhalter. It feeds it right back to Rotten. Sets up a 3 ball, and that one's going to bounce over the rim. Poked out of bounds by Model.
So head back the other way.
7:22 left here, third quarter. Nobody has scored yet here in this quarter so far, as we played about 40 seconds of it. Here's a quick, nope, going to be stolen away by Pointer, who got up in the block and the steal. Now to Rachel Burkhalter on the right wing, goes back up to Shinholster, samples, crisp pass to Sadie Rotten, underneath, Pointer off the glass and through. She's dialed in today.
She really is.
And she has 6 points, and now Model leads at 36-17 as they open up the half with the first points. Creel with it here for Unity. Going to send it up top to King. King tries to dribble around Samples and a screen up top. Ball is going to be stolen away, and we're going to have a whistle.
Foul on King, I believe.
You're correct. Well, have you had a lovely weekend this weekend, Ian?
I mean, it's always lovely. It's been a busy one. My great niece had her first birthday. Am I old enough to have a great niece? I don't think so. I'm a grunkle, Matt.
Yeah, I've recently, in the past couple of years, I started to have friends I went to high school that are grandparents, and that's really blows your mind, doesn't it? Shinholster's got it, sends it up top. Samples, now to Briley Sims on the right wing side. Gonna lob it underneath to Sadie Rotten, who kicks out. There's Samples for three, and that one's gonna be off the rim. Model comes out with it. Shinholster with the three ball, left that one short. Gets a long rebound though. Shinholster over to Rotten. She'll put up the three-point shot, and this one goes. Whoa.
So Shinholster misses the three, gets her own rebound, and then finds Rotten cross court for a bucket, getting the assist. And Model, they're just continuing to do what they do, Matt.
Indeed they are, leading this game 39-17. You pointed out that they picked up a victory on the road against Rottmart last night. Close game, 53-49. They were down 40-36 after the third quarter ended, but then stormed back and won the game. Looking to pick up their second win in as many days. Be a good week for Model. Off the glass and through. Who got that basket?
It was King, I believe, Tay King.
All right, here come the Blue Devils out to Rotten. Three ball on the way and through. She can't miss.
She's feeling it. Heat check on Sadie Rotten.
She's got three made threes in this game. Has 11 points. Unity with the ball with 5:17 left in the third quarter. That one's high off the window, won't go. Coming out with the rebound, Model. Shinholster motors across the center court stripes. Going to go coast to coast and is flung to the floor. That was quite a hard foul.
Yeah, they're going to talk about this one because that was a grab and a throw.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Yeah. Haven't seen a signal just yet. And they're just going to call it a hard foul and send Julia Shinholster to the free throw line. 5:07 left to go in the third quarter. Model 42, Unity 19, and Shinholster a little bit rattled after that. Was going to take a little extra time to catch her breath.
That was a hard fall to the floor. A little surprised they didn't go with the flagrant there.
I am too. Shinholster with the free throw. That's off the back of the rim. Gets ready for a second. Still, you can tell with her body language trying to shake that one off there. And she is tough as nails. Shinholster with another free throw on the way, and that one's going to be through.
And she'll go take a break so the trainers can look at her.
She has 14 points in the game after that big second quarter where she scored 13. And now Unity's going to bring it up the floor. Cameron King running the point. She'll dribble across the M at center court, goes towards the right wing side, now fires left. Gets it to Andy Creel. They try to get it back to King. It goes through her arms and out of bounds in front of the scorer's table.
Wheels have just kind of fallen off for Unity here.
So Model leads at 43-19. We have 4:55 left in the third quarter. Got a boys game coming up after this one. Really looking forward to that matchup. Driving is going to be Samples. What a move towards the bucket. Couldn't get the finish. The tip in hangs on the rim and goes in. It was Eva Pointer.
It was. That was a beautiful pass, a beautiful finish there. And it didn't fall, but Pointer was ready for the putback.
Eva now with 8 points in this basketball game. She's made 3 field goals, also knocked down a couple of free throws there in the second quarter. She's having a good night around the rim. Boy, what's going on with the Atlanta Hawks right now? I watched them, and I remember I hadn't watched them much this year, but you told me they played no defense. They literally played no defense.
They played zero defense.
You weren't kidding about that.
I like to come watch the Model Lady Blue Devils play defense to remind me what it looks like after I watch a Hawks game.
I'm with you, man. Unity with the ball. It's poked free and out of bounds. It's going to stay with Unity. Everybody was heading the other way. I thought Unity had last touched that. Aisha Percenti is going to inbound the ball here for the Lions. They get it into King, who's on the left wing side, being guarded by Samples. She'll start to work towards the baseline. Ball's loose on the floor, picked up by Percente. Now they go back up top. Creel's got it, tries to work around a pick, sends it to Percente on the left wing side, fakes, gets it underneath, and that's a shot clock violation.
Excellent. We just talked about defense, and we saw a great example of how to play really, really solid half-court defense, forcing the shot clock violation.
Of course, it's been a big week in the sports world. Of course, Nate Saban retiring overshadowed some other changes that took place in the NFL. Ball rolls off a Unity player, and it's coming back to the.
Yeah, Pete Carroll was no slouch in college or pro ball, and he almost, I mean, he was almost an afterthought. Bill Belichick and Saban, well, I mean, Belichick didn't retire, but yeah. Saban and Belichick, those are about as big as it gets.
What a crazy day. King with it, sends it to the left wing side. They lob it underneath. They get it into Wells. Now kick it back out to King. King at the free throw line trying to get a shot off, and the defense is just absolutely suffocating right now.
I think they did get a foul. I'm not sure who they called it on.
I think it was on. They got Samples. So we're going to see Cameron King going to the free throw line, and this is the first time of the evening that Unity would have shot two. The other two times they've been to the free throw line has been on three-point plays. First shot is up and through. Get ready for another free throw. Subs coming into the game for Unity. We just had Georgia Womack and also Jada Wells checking into the game for the Lady Devils. Lady Devils up by 25 in this one. One more free throw coming up for King. Puts it in the air, and that one's going to go right through as well. So Samples is going to pass it over to Womack. Another pass to Briley Sims as they cross center court, going right into the lane. Wow. Sims underneath. Nobody picked her up as she went underneath, but she missed the layup.
Well, nice move, though.
King's got it. Did a good job there. Sims did, blowing by a couple of defenders. Unity with it underneath, off the glass after the backdoor cut. That was going to rattle in for Creel. Andy Creel there with that bucket. Sims onto Wells. Now to Milan Howard. Milan Howard trying to bounce it to Womack. The ball's poked out of bounds here by Percenti. It's going to stay with the Lady Devils.
A little flurry of points here from Unity.
Womack into Samples, onto Briley Sims. Open for three, puts up the shot. That one's off the back of the rim. Long rebound, caroms into the arms of Samples. Splits two defenders. Too strong off the backboard, and we'll have another tie-up. Possession arrow is with the Lady Devils this time.
We'll stay on this end. I thought Sims was going to knock that three down. She stepped into it confidently, just hit the back of the rim.
So Womack surveys the floor here for Model from the baseline. Is going to get it into Wells. She'll dribble out around the perimeter on the right wing side. Now gives it to Samples. Womack now with it. Puts up the three-point shot after the fake, just off the mark. Rebound's going to go to Unity. They'll come back across the other side of the floor. There's a long three ball on the way and through. That was Percenti and her first bucket of the game.
Yeah, that was a nice confident shot from Percenti. And then we're going to get a travel. So Unity getting a little momentum going their way. And Sally Eccles says, not so fast. Let's take a timeout.
Not going to give them any opportunity here. Model on top, 45-26. 2:26 left third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds.
Crestview Angus, your source for premium locally raised beef, delivering the finest quality from farm to table. Contact them on Facebook to place your order today.
I want to thank the sponsors for making this broadcast possible. The live stream of Model High School basketball produced by Northwest Georgia Media, brought to you by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialists, WC Timber, Dogwood Book, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Unity inbounds the ball. They try to go baseline, and the ball was nearly kept in bounds, but out of bounds for Model, so Unity will inbound the ball from their side of the floor. They're going to lob it in, go to the top of the key, and Wells, ball is going to be poked free. Wells gets it for Model, steals it from Wells. Addie Mathis trying to get it to Womack. Pass is picked off. That's Creel. She goes underneath, tries to Euro step underneath. I thought she nearly traveled. Ball's going to be poked free and out of bounds. It's going to stay with Unity.
Yes, it is.
Radio coverage on WLEQ tonight brought to you by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales, Sylvan Learning Center, and Ware Mechanical. Appreciate your support of coverage of local high school sports here in Rome and Floyd County. Double dribble.
One of my favorite games growing up.
Oh, man. I can still hear it. Double dribble.
Yeah.
How it said it on the...
So hard to hit a three in that game. So hard.
Oh, yes. They're going to send it over to the left wing side to Wells. She'll dribble, gives it back to Womack. Nearly lost it for a second there, but retains possession. Model with the ball in a 45-26 lead. And a layup attempt. Some contacts. We're going to see Womack going to the free throw line.
Yeah, they're going to get Creel with the foul, and Womack will get two at the line.
Of course, my other favorite sports games for the regular Nintendo would have been Bases Loaded and RBI Baseball. And I like Ice Hockey and Blades of Steel. Those were my four right there. Shot on the way, that one rattles off the rim.
Pretty solid Tecmo Bowl, too.
I never got into that, to be honest with you. It feels like I really missed out as much as people talk about.
You missed out. Great, great sports games. Both Tecmo Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl were fantastic.
Second free throw rattles off the front of the rim. She misses them both, but Wells is there, gets the rebound and cleans it up and gets those points after all.
Solid rebound by Wells.
47-26, 1:34 left to go in the third quarter. Ball is poked free, but it stays with Unity. Creel came out with it, being guarded right now by Mathis. Bounces it underneath to Wells. Unity will put it strong off the glass, too strong in fact. And coming out with it was Howard, gives it to Sims. Ball kicked on the floor. Womack is going to pick it up. So Model will retain possession with 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Sims has got it up at the top of the key. Surveys the floor, bounces it down to Howard. Now another pass to Mathis, back to Sims. Dribbles up to the top of the key. She'll pick up her dribble, turns around, fires it out to Womack. 12 seconds now on the shot clock. A lob underneath to Wells, off the glass and through.
Great feed by Georgia Womack and good finish by Jada Wells.
49-26. Model on top, 45 ticks left on the clock in the third quarter. Percente with the ball.
Got it for Walkers.
Having a good time out at Model tonight. Woodard Gymnasium High School Hoops. We got two games for you this evening and hope you're enjoying the broadcast, whether you're watching on the live stream or listening on the radio. We welcome you in. Glad to have you along with us. Georgia Womack with it, dribbles around the defender. Nice Euro step and the finish. Whoa, what a move.
Wow.
That was something, man.
Faked the pass, Euro step, and kissed it off the glass.
Ball's poked free, and it's coming back to Model. 26 seconds, and the shot clock turned off here in the third quarter with Model leading this one 51-26.
Nia Caldwell in the game. Womack triggers.
Ball is going to be stolen or picked off. The pass is Andy Creel. That one got away from Model. Creel with it. It's going to send it underneath. Shot off the glass. That one's off the side of the rim. Wells gets the rebound, gives it to Womack. 14 seconds on the clock for Model to work with. A little bit of a collision and a jump ball. And a good job by Unity to tie that up because the possession arrow is pointing their way. They may get the last look of the third quarter.
That was Gabby Creel mixing that one up. Did a good job to tie up Womack and get the ball back in possession of the lines.
Percentage triggers it in to Gabby Creel. Creel with it, loses the handle. Womack picks it up. 4 seconds on the clock. Got to be aware of the clock here. And a heave. And nowhere near where it needs to be to get to the rim. So that's the end of the third quarter with Model leading this one 51-26 over Unity. We're back for the final 8 minutes after a 1-minute timeout.
Northwest Georgia Media would like to say thank you to the following sponsors: Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson, Plastic Surgery Specialists, WC Timber, Dogwood Books, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Thank you to all our sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
In between quarters, and dribbling with it right now is Julia Shinholster at the top of the key. Going to feed it off to Eva Pointer, now out to Samples. Back out to Shinholster. She'll back up at center court and set up the half-court offense here for Model. Dribbles off to the right wing side with just under 7 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the quarter. Shot on the way. That one rattles in.
Pointer. And
Pointer makes the bucket. With that in, there are 3 players now in terms of the scoring for Model who are in double digits. As Pointer now has 10, you got 14 for Julia Shinholster and 11 for Sadie Rotten. And 8 players are in the scorebook tonight for Model.
It's impressive. Not surprising, though.
No, not surprising at all.
Pointer's been shooting at a high clip, too.
Samples surveys the floor, going to send it in for Model. Samples has got it after the pass from Shinholster. Now on to Sadie Rotten, who straddles the line at center court, gives it off to Samples, drives up towards the top of the key. Now she'll back up and set up the half-court offense. 22 seconds on the shot clock. 7:10 left to go in the game. Shinholster sends it into Pointer. Now back out to Shinholster. Shinholster feeds it out to Samples. Samples stands on the M at center court. Now to Janiyah Caldwell, who stands in front of the Model bench. Model working left to right, by the way. Now on to Shinholster. 3 ball in the air, and that one's going to be a bit short. Hit the net, didn't catch iron there, and it goes out of bounds.
It's on line. Just a little short.
So the score remains 53-26 in favor of Model. We have 6:50 left to go in the ball game, and after this one's over, we'll have a short break and get you ready for boys basketball. Shot on the way, long 2, won't fall. Pointer's there for another rebound. And again, on both sides of the floor, just a massive game here for Eva Pointer tonight, the sophomore. Shinholster across the center court stripe. Drives towards the top of the key, leaves it off for Samples. Now to the right wing side to Janiyah Caldwell. Caldwell in the lob underneath to Eva Pointer. Feeds it back out to Samples. Head fake, starts to drive, works around a defender, goes in and gets fouled.
Tell you what, Samples is fun to watch. She can really create her own shot. Got into the paint there and got hacked.
Right now, Duke's on top of Georgia Tech, 81-77 with 1:42 left to go in that one. Shot on the way is through for Samples, knocks down her first, gets ready for a second of the pair. And both of my college teams are losing right now. Western Kentucky is over Jacksonville State 78-66. That was a battle early on.
Yeah.
Kind of slipping away on them. Second shot is through for Javia Samples, and Model moves to a 55-26 lead with 6:17 left. Across the timeline goes King, tries to work around the pick, and gets fouled.
She gets the free throw line.
She made her first 2 in the third quarter, so she's 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. And again, not a lot of free throw opportunities in this game for Unity, and at this point, they could use a few. Get some points with the clock stopped.
They sure could.
Here's the first one. It is through, and we get ready for a second free throw for Cameron King. As a substitution checks into the game here for Unity, it's going to be Anna Grace Wells. Second shot coming up for Cameron King. Second shot's going to be missed. 6:08 left to go here in the ball game, and a little floater on the way won't go for Unity. Brent Bell, the offensive coordinator for Models football team, just came by to say hello. He's also one of the basketball coaches as well. Does a tremendous job. Great guy. Janiah Caldwell is going to feed it to Shin Holster.
Backcourt.
She goes backcourt. Of course, Brent also has a son on the varsity basketball team as well.
Yep.
Had a son that played for Darlington last year, Braden Bell, who's now a student at Georgia Tech. They're going to drive the low block, shot off the glass. Second shot won't go. Rebound goes to Unity. And Ian, you got to tip your cap. I mean, this one's gotten away from Unity, but they continue to battle here late in this game.
Yeah, they no quit in the Lady Lions. And Coach Mel's going to take a timeout.
Well, let's take it with them. 5:42 left to go in the game. Model 55, Unity 27. We're going to be back in 30 seconds. Crews, always a tremendous amount of fun. And Dave Corbin's with us again tonight. He's doing instant replay. Shots off the glass, and that one's going to fall. Tate Johnson with her second bucket of the game. Unity making something happen there out of the timeout. That'll make Coach Thornberry happy.
Always good when you take that timeout and you get the response you're looking for out of your team.
And Creel is going to inbound the ball here for Unity after the turnover. They're going to feed it out to Wells. She'll start to drive, shakes off a defender, puts it up, misses, gets her on rebound, shoots and scores. That was Wells. Wells now with 5 points in the game. Model leads at 55-31. Get a little out of control on the other side. So maybe a little bit of daylight here for Unity late in this one. Of course, they got a big hill to climb down, 55-31.
That hole they're in might be too much to dig out of.
But all you can do at this point is try to work fairly quickly and try to chip away and see if you can try to make something happen with the remaining 5 minutes, down 55-31. That doesn't help. So Sadie Rotten's going to inbound the ball to Julia Shinholster as Model's going to bring it up the floor. Almost to the 5-minute mark of the final quarter. Ball is going to be poked free, diving for it. Shinholster after she just lost it. And we'll have a tie-up.
Let's stay with Model as they have the possession arrow in their favor.
So Shinholster stands in front of the bench and assistant coach Dooley and fires it into Briley Sims. Sims at the top of the key. Model leading at 55-31. Wells feeds it back out to Shinholster. Shinholster now dribbles left, drives baseline, turns, is going to give it to Wells off the glass. It won't go. And the rebound is going to go to Wells and Unity. Now down to King, one-on-one with Samples, gets blocked. Samples is going to straddle the line there. Baseline, it goes out of bounds.
Great block. Foot was just on the line when she came down with it.
So we get ready for Andy Creel to inbound the, nope, it's actually going to be Gabby Creel to inbound the ball for Unity as they switch out, and Creel checks out of the game. Creel's going to lob it in, gets it into Johnson. Johnson at the top of the key, starts to dribble. Now tries to shoot from around the free throw line. It is blocked. I believe Sadie Runt got her hand on that one. Womack came out with the ball. She's across the center court stripe, dribbles, kicks out. Sadie Rotten, wide open three. That one caroms off the rim. There to clean it up as Wells off the glass and down.
There's weapons all over the floor.
57-31, Model on top. A whopping lead here as we close in on the halfway point of the final quarter. Nice move underneath Shot from Wells. I didn't see where the pass came from. It was a nice bounce pass underneath.
King.
Thank you. Womack tries the little runner, gets blocked, but it's knocked out of bounds, so it stays on Model's end of things. Addie Mathis checks into the game here for Javius Samples. And Sadie Rotten surveys the floor, sends it in to Womack on the left wing side. Womack up top to Addie Mathis. Mathis being guarded by King right now at the top of the key. Now gives it to Briley Sims. Sims will start to go to work, dribbles, now trying to work her way around Johnson, kicks it back out. It's into the hands of Womack, fires it crisply underneath to Wells, puts it up. Can't get it in off the window. Rebound's going to go to Percenti, and Unity comes back the other way with it. Now Creel underneath, nope, trying to get it to Wells, and Sadie Rotten says nuh-uh and steals it away.
Nice tie up though there by Creel. Gabby Creel, that is.
And they're going to call it a foul.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to see Model inbound the ball. Triggering it in was Addie Mathis, gets it into Georgia Womack. Now back to Mathis. Mathis being guarded by King at center court. Gives it on to Womack. We're almost to the 3-minute mark of this one. Womack with the ball, dribbles left, leaves it off for Mathis. Mathis trying to work around a pick, sends it over to Briley Sims over on the right wing side. Starts to dribble, gonna lob it underneath to a cutting Wells. Gets it close to the rim and gets fouled.
Good feed there by Briley Sims, right on the money.
Wells made a nice cut, was a little bit too far underneath the basket to get a good look, but she drew the contact and has free throw opportunities coming up. So Wells with 2 shots coming up at the 3-minute mark here, and that one's going to go off the side of the rim. Score remains 57-33. So you think we're going to see any of the white stuff coming up next week? A little bit.
I guess we'll see. I never get my hopes up. We'll just let it happen. But I'm sure all the bread and milk will disappear regardless.
Second shot on the way, and that one's going to rattle off the side of the rim. So she misses them both, and the score remains 57-33. Officially under 3 minutes to play. Unity with the ball at the low block. Wells has got it, and she walks. Trying to make a decision what to do with the ball, and in the process of thinking there, shuffled her feet.
Sure did.
Georgia Womack with it across the center court stripe. She's at the top of the key, now dribbles right, gives it off to Sadie Rotten. Rotten on to Addie Mathis. Gonna lob it underneath to Sadie Rotten, who was cutting towards the basket, and it got away from her and went out of bounds.
It'll go back to the Lions. We've got a couple of new faces out there.
Aisha Percenti sends it into King. King going to try to work around a pick set by Johnson. Now feeds it back out to Creel. Now back to Percenti. Puts up the 3 ball. That one's off the backboard. Won't go. Karam's off the rim into the hands of Georgia Womack, who's going to bring it up the floor quickly here for Model. Once she gets across, she sets up the half-court offense. Dribbles off to the left wing side. Now tries to back her way in around a pick. Puts it up. Little runner won't go. And Wells is there for the rebound for Unity. Here comes Creel one-on-one with Rotten. Nice Euro step, puts it up, gets it to the rim, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Model. Pass is picked off by King. Unity comes back the other way with under 2 minutes to play now in the second quarter. Womack got it back. It could be a run out. Here she goes. Out the glass, too strong to clean it up as Wells and through.
And that was a sweet steal by Womack. She's shown some pretty nifty moves on the offensive end as well tonight.
There's King with a nifty move on the other end, but couldn't get the finish. Rotten's got the ball, and a tie-up is going to be forced by Gabby Creel.
That'll be Unity ball. Well, we've got some exciting players coming in this next matchup we have, too. Unity has a young man at point guard, and Jay Davis is just a very explosive and exciting player to watch.
Indeed he is, and they've also got some guys that really can shoot from the perimeter, so you got your work cut out for you playing defense against that Unity team for sure. Of course, one of the things that Model really has in their corner, they've got 10 or 11 guys that they can cycle in and out of the game, so I do think depth could prove to be an issue for Unity in that one, but we'll see. There's Percenti with the 3 ball and through.
That's it.
59-36. Model with a big lead. We're down to the 1 minute mark. Howard going to kick it back out to Janiah Caldwell. Caldwell being guarded by Creel right now. Gives it back to Milan Howard. Now they're going to fire it inside. Howard trying to get it to the rim, gets fouled.
Good ball movement there. As Addie Mathis found Howard cutting to the basket.
Miriam Burns on the floor for Model also. So right now for Model, you've got Burns, Mathis at the free throw line is Milan Howard with 2 shots. You also have Janiah Caldwell and Jada Wells on the floor. We'll give you a floor check for Unity in a second. That one's going to rattle off the rim. So we get ready for the second shot from Milan. For Unity right now, just checking into the game, Andy Creel. Also, you're going to have Percente, Johnson, Wells, and the other Creel. That one's up and through. She makes the second one. Andy and Gabby both on the floor. So Percente with the ball is going to send it over to the right wing side to Creel. She'll dribble with it, trying to work around Mathis. Mathis peels it away. She's across center court, going to bounce it down to Janiah Caldwell. Tries to get it to the rim, can't. Coming away with it as Wells, poked out of bounds by Unity. A very quick sequence of action there.
Lady Devils getting out and running, trying to score in transition.
Mathis takes the inbound pass. Mathis going to work inside. Ball is going to be stolen away by Andy Creel. 22 seconds left on the clock, and the shot clock is turned off. Percente trying to put up the 3. Caldwell got back, got a hand on it, but also there was some contact as well with Percente, the shooter. So she'll go to the free throw line.
Unity's gotten to the line a little bit more in this second half.
They really have. So we get ready for the free throw attempts here for Percente. This will be her first 2 of the game, and that one's through. She'll get ready for a second. Percente with 1 more coming up. Second shot in the air, and that one's going to drop as well.
We got a lane violation that gave her another one?
Oh, I reckon.
Looks like it.
One more shot coming up here for Aisha. And that one's going to rattle off the back of the rim, and rebound's going to be taken by, well, it was taken by Wells from Model, almost stolen away. Janiah Caldwell's got it, going to lob it underneath. There's Burns trying to get it to the glass, and that one's out of bounds on Model, so it's coming back to Unity.
You can tell they're trying to get everybody in the scoring column if they can.
Aisha Percente with the ball here, going to put it up to the rim. That was too strong, and that's the end of the ball game. Model's going to win this one. 60-38 is your final score. Model extends their win streak to 3 games, moves the season record to 14-4, and remains 6-1 or 5-1 rather in region play, as this is a non-region tilt against the Unity Christian Lady Lions, who fall to 6-6 on the season out of Georgia Association of Private and Parochial Schools, Region 1, AA Region 1. Well, that's going to wrap up the first game. Again, Model wins this one 60-38 over Unity. We're going to send it back to the studio for 2.5 minutes. We'll come back, have some final comments, and give you the scoring there from the first game. Then we'll begin to set the stage for the boys' game, which is coming up in just a little bit. We're back in 2.5 minutes.
Northwest Georgia Media would like to say thank you to the following sponsors: Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson, Plastic Surgery Specialists, WC Timber, Dogwood Books, Shannon Pharmacy, and Crestview Angus. Thank you to all our sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Introducing the new Onward High Performance Lithium-Ion Personal Transportation Vehicle from Club Car. When it comes to style, power, and performance, look no further. The Onward HP lithium-ion exceeds expectations with impressive hill climbing performance and high-power acceleration. No other vehicle in the industry can compete. Our automotive quality, self-contained battery is protected by a corrosion-resistant and watertight steel case. This state-of-the-art battery is maintenance-free. And with an industry-leading 6-year battery warranty, you can rest easy knowing your Onward HP lithium-ion is ready when you are. Welcome to the next era of club car innovation.
At Northwest Georgia Media, we're all about capturing the moments that matter to you. From sports to arts, from concerts to business events, we're equipped to share what's happening in your world, live and in high definition. We leverage cutting-edge technology and a knowledgeable crew to see that your most unforgettable events remain just that, unforgettable. Northwest Georgia Media, where the world is your audience.
We welcome you back into live coverage of Model Hoops here from Woodard Gymnasium on the Northwest Georgia Media live stream and also on WLAQ Radio. We're going to break down the scoring there from the victory for Model over Unity. 60-38 was your final score for the Unity Lady Lions. They would have 6 players that got in the scorebook with points. 7 points for Anna Grace Wells, 8 points for Cameron King. You would have 2 points from Tay Johnson. Actually, that was 4 points for Tay Johnson. Aisha Percenti had 8 points, 5 points for Gabby Creel, and 6 for Andy Creel, and that should all total up to their 38. Meanwhile, for the Lady Devils, they would have 3 players that got in double digits. They would have 8 players that got in the scorebook, and the Model Lady Devils would be led in scoring by Julia Shinholster, who had 14 points in the game. 13 of those 14, Ian, were in that big second quarter when Model was able to bust the game wide open and really never looked back.
Yeah, I mean, that was the segment of the game where everything went Model's way and they were able to sustain that lead, but that's where it got away from Unity.
Rachel Burkhalter had 4 points, 2 for Georgia Womack, 10 for Eva Pointer, who just had a monster game in terms of scoring, getting to the rim, also getting rebounds. Just did a great job on both sides of the ball. 7 points for Jabia Samples, 8 for Jada Wells, 11 points for Sadie Rotten, and 4 points for Milan Howard. And again, at the end of the first quarter, it was an 11-10 game. Model would outscore Unity 23-7 in that second quarter, and they never looked back. Really pulled things together for the final 3 quarters of the basketball game.
Yeah, an impressive effort from now streaking Model Lady Blue Devils team with 3 in a row under their belt. Can they keep it going? We'll find out next week.
That's right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take another break. Again, glad you're with us tonight on the live stream of the radio coverage of Model basketball. We've got the Model Blue Devils and the Unity Lions coming up in a boys varsity game, a non-region tilt between these two teams. Really looking forward to that one. So let's step out for 2.5 minutes, and we'll come back and start to break down our nightcap matchup for you here on WLAQ and Northwest Georgia Media live stream. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes.